Okay, let's start the first Destash of 2018. This time it's going to be a little bit different because I'm going to bed real soon, so I won't be up to update who bought what. So in the video description you will find a link to a page in my blog where I made buttons for each of the packages, and normally I don't think there is the chance of any of them being sold twice, but just in case I messed up because I'm very tired, be sure that if any package gets bought twice, I will refund your money. There are 12 packages, and I decided to do a taped video, not a live one, because the Hangouts doesn't allow me to change the settings of the camera, and I want to show you exactly what is in each package and do close-ups. And without being able to zoom the camera, that's impossible to do. So let's start. So the first package is the tribal, and I want to tell you it's going to take about half an hour for you to see all of them because the packages have quite a bit of stuff. There's a lot of beads and a lot of canes. So the tribal package. The tribal package has a micro mosaic pendant that you can see. It's very, very colorful. It has 2 wavy disc beads. Then it has a pendant and 2 earrings that don't have the earring findings. You can put them. These are from my Tribal Mothers series. And then there are some canes. There are 2 bigger canes, and don't worry, I will be packaging them properly. This is this one that's from a Cherokee rug, and you see it's fairly big. Then there's this one, and I guess I'd better cut it so you can see exactly, because the ends are not cut at all. But it's a very delicate and defined cane. Then there are 2 tribal canes, of which one I have also micro caned, and they are made from drawings of Native American drawings, and one is the owl totem and the other one is the wolf totem, and they are on translucent. And the wolf, I have it also in 3 smaller sizes. Actually there are 2 smaller sizes but 3 canes, so in case you want to make smaller beads you have plenty of cane to do that. And you see the canes are very well reduced, and they keep the full detail. And there are also 2 different sizes of owl feather canes. So this would be the tribal package. Let me put it back. And then let's see which is the second package. I'm looking on my blog page. The second one is called Big Beads, and this one is very pretty. It has a whole bunch of huge beads. The lentil beads, they are not they don't have holes because they are actually designed to put holes here at the ends, but I did not put holes in them because you decide where you want to put the holes depending on what you want to use them for. If you want to use them as focals, if you want to use them in a necklace. So let me show them to you one by one. And as you can see, they are sanded and buffed, and they are all pretty. Some of them are thicker and some of them are thinner. This is actually made with the Petoskey stone cane. This one is a little bit thicker, and the other ones are made with various canes. And as you can see, there are various sizes, and these ones that have the bluish thing, they also have pearlescence. They are bigger and smaller, and a couple of them do have holes actually. The smaller ones. I think this one has a hole. No, it doesn't. This one does have holes. And there's another small one. And this one has holes too. This one is actually kind of rectangular. And then there is one, this doesn't have backing. You can use it as a cabochon, or you can put some backing. This is, you've seen it in one of my tutorials. And then there are 6 tribal beads. These I had designed to make a necklace with them, but I never got around to actually make it. And they are some of them are pure biconic, and the other one, some are asymmetrical biconic. If you can see, this doesn't go straight, it goes in a diagonal. And then this is the one, the attempt before the final. And this is a cabochon of faux Petersite. So, okay, I'm going to try and be a little bit faster because it's 7 minutes and I only went through 2. Okay, the next one is I have 3 gem lovers. The first one is the faux malachite. Oops, I'm sorry, my chair squeaks. Okay, the faux malachite has some faux Petoskey stone cane pieces, and then it has some faux abalone. Oh no, this is not abalone, this is just a mokumegane that has some abalone reminiscences. It has this pretty bracelet that's not finished. It needs backing and it needs findings. But you see, this is done with that double-sided mokumegane I had a tutorial about. And then there's a faux fluorite cabochon. Some of those faux rhodochrosites. Then these are not really faux agates. This is when I was trying colors. I was experimenting with colors, but they are pretty beads, and I'm sure you can use them for something. And oh, there are too many in here. Sorry, I'm gonna take them. This must be for one of the prior one. And then there's several cabochons of faux malachite. These are made from my tutorial that you'll find soon for sale. This is a teardrop one. These you can use for earrings the same way that I did the winged earrings with the faux banded amethyst. And then just some faux malachite beads. And everything is sanded and buffed. And 2 faux. Actually, this is prior to the faux Petersite. But yeah, I do have quite a bit of beads that are from my various experiments. They don't really look like any kind of stone, but nevertheless they are very, very pretty. And this is a faux petersite, and you can see there's a lot of pearlescence and things that go away and come back. And okay, and then the next package is the Gem Lovers Amethyst and Heart Cane. You remember the heart cane that I made a tutorial recently? This is it. The blazing heart is in here. Also the Mokumega Destash to make more rhodochrosite, and then the cane itself with the heart and with some lines put together in some lines, micro cane then put together in some lines. And as I said, no worries, I know how to pack canes. They will be very nicely packed. And then there's some purple beads of various shapes and colors, and yeah, even some lentil beads. And these ones do have a hole poked. And here's another one. This one is made, I will put soon up on a paid tutorial. This is the water ripple cane. I don't know if you can see. It is, let me actually fix the camera focus so you can see, because there's a very pretty ripple water effect. On this cane. So this is it. Then one of the druzy hearts, and these are not supposed to be here. I messed up a little bit, I'm sorry, I've been so busy. It's been so unreal lately. Another purple bead, another 4 rhodochrosite, and then all 4 banded amethyst cabochons, and beads as well. And they are all made, the 4 banded amethyst is all Pardo. There's one more bead. And then 2 of the one that's before, hold on a second. Yeah, one that's before and one that's actual faux petersite. This is the before. The camera switches the color. This has actually some fuchsia colors in it. And you know what, let me just switch it so this one will have both types with the faux petersite. So there we go. This is the Gem Lovers faux amethyst with the heart. Now the next one is the amethyst with mother of pearl. Sorry for my chair. There we go. So this one has actually a pretty bracelet. I'm not gonna tell you what it imitates because you can figure it out. Then a faux unakite cabochon. This one also has some faux petersite, not petersite, Petoskey stone. and then it has a big chunk of Primo Mother of Pearl and Primo Abalone stacks. And then one of the 4 rhodochrosites, and this one, I just put stuff backwards there. And then some amethyst cabochons and beads. And you all know that I always put in some more goodies in the packages, so but I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to put, because that's a surprise. Let me actually focus this better, because this is a precursor to Petersite. This is a faux Petersite. And this is a precursor to something else, and you can figure it out yourselves to what. So this was the Gem Lovers Amethyst. Oh yeah, and this one I didn't show it to you close up. This is also a faux Petersite. Okay, the next one is the Cane Lover. The Cane Lover is this. Oops, I forgot one. Okay, the Cane Lover has all kinds of canes. Let me refocus the camera. And some beads, of course. The beads are pretty much the art style beads. There's a pair of earrings here that, again, they lack the findings. They are perfectly done and sanded and buffed, but they need to be finished. And a whole bunch of pretty beads. And if I remember right, they all have holes. And they are all, remember, when I make my beads, I always think about how I'm going to combine the colors and all that. This one is one of those off-centric shapes beads. You can see there's all kinds of shapes. And this actually has, let me put it this way, so a precursor to Petersite, so everybody will have the same, and a faux Petersite. Let me close up, because I'll have to show you the canes in close up. So this is the precursor to Petersite, and this is the faux Petersite. And let's take a look at the cane. There's quite a bit of micro canes in here, not just micro canes, but some are ready to be put on the on beads. And this is a piece of a bigger cane. And then, as I said, a whole bunch of them that are micro caned. This is actually from the bigger one. Let me refocus even better. And these are actually two different. They just look very much the same, but they are different. and this one is still from this one. So you can make a lot of game of colors in the and shapes in the beads if you want to make the beads. Then there's a line that you can use in bracelets and all kinds of other things. And then, as I said, there are some micro canes already put in lines ready to be placed on beads. And here you have a whole bunch of, and yeah, the art beads that I made with these were in the store, and I'll put them again in the store so you can see them. But let me just refocus the camera because these are so tiny you have to see them close properly. Oh, come on. And as you can see, yes, I will have a tutorial on how to do micro canes and what type of designs you have to do so they wouldn't get lost when they get reduced so much. And no, you never reduce it in a line. You reduce the cane by itself, and then it's easier to put them in a line for easier application on the beads so they don't go wonky, one slice up and one slice down. And this is like the other one. This is different. And there's one more different one. And then there's a few more lines here, special already for beads. Two are the same, this one and this one. And then this is part of my, I call it the moth cane because it's got something that looks like the antennas of a moth. And there's a whole series of art beads that will be back in the store soon. Get these back together. I'm sorry, I'm trying not to mess them up but as I said, they will be very nicely packaged, no worries. And you have a lot of material for a ton of beads. Which is the next one. The next one is Under the Sea. And Under the Sea, of course, will have a lot of mother of pearl and other stuff, but let me show you first the beads. So there's two that show like corals underwater, and let me focus the camera so you can see the beads better. As you can see, they are, the way that they are placed on the bead, and they imitate corals, live corals. And then there's a mother of pearl bead. Going to try and shade it from the light because it's very white. And then a few more smaller beads that are mother of pearl and abalone. And then there are 4, I think. Yes. 4. These were baked or good to be put on bracelets, so they are for abalone and mother of pearl, and they are made with, this one is Pardo, This one is Primo. This one is Pardo, Abalone, and this one is Primo, Mother of Pearl. And then this is another experiment to obtain a certain stone. I'm not gonna tell you which. And this is the same, to obtain the same stone. And then again, there are some experiments, and as I said, they don't really look like any kind of stone, but they are just very, very pretty cabochons, and they have all these play of chatoyancy, all of them. That is really, really beautiful. Some of these I've shown you on my Facebook page. And this one I've shown you too. But as you can see, there's a whole lot of chatoyancy in them. Trying to shade them from the light. And then these are experiments that I've been doing to get agatized fossils. This would be for trilobites, obviously. And then a bracelet with abalone and four abalone and mother of pearl inlays, and a precursor to petersite. No, actually this is a for petersite, not a precursor. And another for petersite. Alright, so this is the Under the Sea. Let's see what's the next one. Oops, sorry. The next one is the Delicate Blue. Get up. This is cool. Okay. The Delicate Blue does have some canes, and that would be the Chrysanthemum translucent cane that I presented a while ago in a tutorial. And no worries, I will be warming up all the canes before packaging them. Then this is a very delicate translucent blue bubble cane, and dragonfly cane. Let me try and get this seeable because it's very, very delicate, and of course it's wrapped in translucent. You can see the wings. And then you know the elven pendant, and there's a bracelet that's all delicate and stuff. It doesn't have fastenings, otherwise it's all pretty much finished. It's supposed to be like nature before it starts waking up in spring. And then there are this is a focal that's not finished, it needs backing, but I was doing some experiments of color. And this is with a jitterbug texture sheet, and then there are 2 beads with it. It goes with it. And then there are some more of my experiments. These are I'm trying to get the chatoyancy of the cat's eye opal, and if you know how that looks like, that's what I'm trying to get. And there are two cabochons on it. And then this is another experiment of mine in Pardo. Let's see if you can figure out what it is. Let me get this closer. If you can figure out what it is. It's got a lot of chatoyancy as well. I try and shade it from one side. And these are other experiments that I've been doing also about chatoyancy. No, this is a 4. This one has 3. A 4 Petersite. These are more experiments of chatoyancy. And another 4 Petersite. Okay, I don't have a lot left. Okay, and the next one is, get this back. The next one is the Celtic. So I only have 4 more to go. This is the Celtic one, and it's got both beads and canes. If you remember my yellow Celtic knot, there's some canes of that, and it's also micro canes. And because I also have not just Celtic beads, there's this 4-tiled bracelet that's made with the spiral stropel cane, and it's double-sided. Let me show you first the beads, and see, this one we can put 2 Petersites here, 2 4 Petersites. Oops. There we go. And as you can see, there are some bolo tie beads and other Celtic style beads that are all made in black and white, and other black and white beads per se, pretty much. And all the beads are have holes, so, and they are not lacquered, they are sanded and buffed. And this is another little experiment. Oops. Make sure it's not. But pretty much all the cabochons, except for the fluorodacroside, have chatoyancy. And here are two black and white canes that can be used to make more beads. They are just, and you know, I don't usually make a whole bunch of cane unless I have big plans for it. And then you have the regular Celtic knot, then you have the bar, then you have the corner, and then here is a reduced micro-caned bar. So you have plenty to reduce and make more beads. The next one is the flower girl. This is the flower girl, and here go these two beads that had somehow gone in a different stash for some reason. In this one there's mostly beads with flowers and millefiori. As you can see, there's this bracelet that needs fastenings. It does have the, and this is also floral, so it's a mokumegane, but it suggests floral. I'll show you the canes at the end. Let me show you the beads first. This one is varnished, is not buffed, and so is this one. There's also a little goddess pendant with amethysts, and it has a veil on the back, and another cabochon with flowers appliques, a cabochon with the poinsettia cane, the crazy caning that I posted on my Facebook page. And this one is a cane that I reduced to oblivion, and it just looks very lacy. And then everything else is just, you know, flower suggesting cane beads. And there's quite a bit of millefiori beads that practically they look very much like they are, like if they were glass beads. You can see there's quite a few of them. This is a more, again, a lace looking like bead, and these are the same. They look very much like lace. And they are with one of my cherry blossoms type of canes, and they have several colors of cherry blossoms on pink. Then there's a black one with inclusions, and one with the poinsettia cane, and a precursor. No, this is a faux Peter side. This is a precursor to Peter side, or the faux Peter side. When I was trying to get the layering properly, and this is a faux Peter side in reds. And let's get to the cane. No, this one has the mokumegane. The other one was actual abalone. This one is mokumegane. That's a little bit floral. And then there's this big cane that's also fairly floral looking. Let me focus it properly. It's got a lot of detail, and these are the ends. I can cut it till, but I can assure you that it's very nicely reduced. It doesn't have a lot of distortion. Alright, the next one is, focus the camera, and the next one is Colored Game. That's how I called it. And this one also has a cane and mokumegane and all kinds of stuff. So let me show you the canes the last and stacks, and show you first the beads. So this one, I don't know, this is the best I could buff it. It looks like some kind of mineral. As the word goes around, I was playing around with some clay and this is what came out. You can varnish it or try to buff it some more. My Dremel crapped on me, so I can only use the mini bench grinder right now. And these are all kinds of artsy psychedelic canes if you want, but they are all very pretty. And this one is varnished, but most of them are just sanded and buffed. And yes, they are with that cane that I showed you for the flower girl. And this one is a big focal. Actually, this one has mostly focals, and they are very organic looking, as you can see. This one is with mother of pearl inclusions. This is a bolo tie bead. And a faux petersite. Let's put one more. And now let me show you the specs. This is pretty much mostly mokumegane, but there are some canes too. So this is a mokumegane and a retro cane that go together, so you can make combinations. And then there, remember the so-called squiggly cane? There are two squiggly canes here and an organic cane that if you go in the beginner area of my website, you can see me making. Actually, you can see me making this one as well. But you saw me making those pretty twirly lentil beads, earrings. This is what I made them with, and there's the reduced canes also for the smaller beads. So if you want to make for sale a lot of that style earrings, here's your cane for that. And I think we are at the very last one, that's called Artsy. And this one has a little bit more worked beads if you want. This is the bracelet of one of my recent tutorials when I was showing how to do a hidden magic type mokumegane, but without using the hidden magic wrapping technique. This is a complex bead that I made with my butterfly effect mokumegane technique, and it's got a lot of pearlescence and 3D. This is a mokumegane stack. That's from my jelly roll mokumegane, spiral jelly roll mokumegane thing. This is another mokumegane that you can make earrings with, and this is a whole bunch of art beads. This is from my jungle thing. There are a few foraku. You can see this is pretty much the same technique that I used for my dragon scale necklace. That's a bead with that squiggly cane, all kinds of other kind of beads. These ones are actually made with this, and this one actually has, I reduced into a kaleidoscope to cover the beads with, but it's pretty much with the what was left from the mokumegane, and I made some spirals for some of them. And then these are some very interesting beads. From afar they look like wood, but they are actually, from close they look like glass, and I'll show you why. Let me get it close. Oops. Come on. Come on, camera, come on. Okay, camera doesn't want to focus properly. Anyway, I'm trying to, there you go. So as you can see, it's got all kinds of effects in it, and I made it with combinations of pearlescents and translucents and all kinds of stuff, and they are all the same, all the brownie ones that you see. And then there's a few micro cane beads. This one is actually a pillow cabochon. This is another pillow bead, and it doesn't have holes, so you'll have to put holes in the, actually no, it does have holes in the corners here, but it's a full micro cane bead. This one is a unusual shape bead, and this one is not pierced. You'll have to pierce it yourself, on depending on how you decide to use it. That's a faux primo mother of pearl. And that's another type of micro cane that I've done. Oh, come on. As you can see, each of these little stone-like things is actually a micro cane, and it's on a background of a different cane. And this is a precursor to the faux Peter site, a precursor to the faux Peter site, and a faux Peter site. You can see there's a whole lot of chatoyancy. This light is not terrific to tape the faux Peter side, but you can still see, it's way too bright. It comes straight on it. So yeah, this is pretty much it. So if you go on my blog, as I said, I'm going to post the link in the description of the video. It's almost, goodness, 15 minutes. Oh well. And you can go ahead and purchase whichever of the packages you want. I am only going to put the small package flat rate box, because this is how much this takes, and with the packaging for the stacks and for the canes. And also, I don't know how the weather will be and if I'll be able to get to the post office on Saturday. But like this, if I do the flat rate small box, I can just do the click and ship. So I hope you enjoy, and good luck to the first one who gets the most desired packages. Happy claying!